boxes off the wall. The whole thing.
But enough about last weekend.
Let's talk about this weekend.
Which is different from last time.
What?
Go on.
This is all I got.
Let's talk about this weekend.
Oh, I went to a bridal shower. It was fun.
That's nice.
But
Yeah.
also, like, I hung out with somebody's entire family. You know
That's
that thing?
generally how those things go,
where you're just,
right?
totally, yes. Like, it was just a like, oh, hey, friends, great hands. Let me, you know, like that thing where like you go over to a friend's house and you sort of like, for the parents are like, and how's school going? It was like the version of that, but like I'm 30 now.
Mm-hmm.
But like same
When
exact
do we
feeling.
expect Kids.
Oh God.
How's work?
Not quite that bad. Not quite that bad, thank goodness. But
That's
yeah.
my favorite.
I got
That
to
sounds
explain my
fun.
job. It was several times.
I did literally nothing yesterday, and it was delightful. Just absolutely delightful.
And then before that, we went and saw a musical.
Yes. Guys, if you're into musicals at all, and the 1992 comedy Sister Act starring Whoopi Goldberg, its musical's pretty darn good too.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself thoroughly.
It was pretty fun.
It was
That's
fun.
all right.
I alternated between laughing my ass off and like just sort of cringing into a ball. It was great.
It was one of those two things. I certainly think that if you had any kind of Catholic upbringing, that there will just be some things that just hit a little bit different.
There's some cringe moments.
Yeah. Unless you're, some things it'll be really funny. And if you're still Catholic, some things that you might not love that much.
I think one would know that again, just going into the Sister Act
Maybe.
based on the Whoopi Goldberg movie. Like you already know, you should have been forewarned. That's all.
Anyway, that's a good musical. Well,
Entertaining.
we'll
leave it there.
a musical that's entertaining. Anyway, welcome back to the 7th Star to the Right podcast. This is now a musical review podcast.
Specifically ones with Whoopi Goldberg in it.
Yes.
Y'all, we should do a podcast.
This right
There's
here.
also the Ghost musical.
Ghost the musical.
Ghost the
God,
musical.
Is that actually a thing?
There is
Yeah.
actually
Oh.
Ghost the
That is
musical.
real.
Okay, cool.
Roadhouse the musical?
There,
No.
that would have made me so happy though.
No, well.
Patrick Swayze roundhouse kicking people and then singing
To
about
the
it.
beat.
Yeah.
It's all choreographed, and the sound of his feet hitting people's heads is part of the instrumentals.
Love it when they do that.
Yeah, this is session 68. How are you guys doing?
Bad.
Incredible.
Oh, sorry, I'm fine.
Oh,
My
Nona-
character's doing
Nona
bad.
is on not death's door, but like this is the lowest you've ever been.
Oh,
right?
actually, no.
Oh.
No, it's not.
Oh, really?
Yes, there was one other time in which I was really bad at a roll and a giant robot woke up underneath me and bitch slapped me across the room and I had 1 HP left.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Nona's has had bad experiences with robots specifically.
It's a love-hate relationship. What can we say?
I feel
But
like
yeah, I almost died and then I was like, it's fine. And then one of the NPCs is like, are you okay? And I'm like, it's cool. It's cool.
It was
that's
like
when you played the
sparking.
woman card.
That was
Just
after
because
that,
I'm a
yeah.
woman and got bitch slapped across the room.
You think I can't take this? I can take it. And then on the inside, I am dying. But it turns out, if you're hiding the fact that you're a robot, you don't want medical professionals looking at you
That's very
because they're
true.
going to be missing some things,
Yeah.
like a circulatory system, lungs,
Those two things.
and some others. I can't think of them right now, but I'm sure there's more.
What am I supposed to do? There's no lungs.
Yeah, so that is very true. Let's get into what you guys remember from last session.
All of it.
Yeah, we did just do it, but for the viewers at home.
My note taking was abysmal last time.
Oh, mine was too. I only have two things.
We started in the mausoleum. We fought some things. We went deeper into the mausoleum. We fought 4 scarier things. And now and that brings us back to here.
Oh, and we're the thing in the room is radioactive.
Yeah.
Which one should not throw grenades at? We've learned.
Yeah. It is more radioactive than we started with.
It has become more radioactive since we've been here.
And that's a goal of mine. Leave every place more radioactive then I found it.
It's only polite.
It's only polite.
Words to live by.
Hey, somebody brings you cookies, you throw a little bit of uranium on them,
A little bit of plutonium.
clean the bowl.
I also just love the part where it's like these abominations enter the room, clicky clicky skitter skitter. Also, they have guns.
Oh yeah.
That was my favorite moment because it's just these hands come up, and they're like, ah.
I am also armed.
It's giving droidica. That's just for me there.
Yeah, no, it's all
That's
right.
funny.
That is a reference.
It's
that I did
really
not
good.
get.
It's
I'll
really
trust
solid.
you. I'll trust you.
That's in episode 1 of Phantom Menace,
Oh,
where like the roly.
Oh
things,
yeah.
Oh,
And then-
yeah.
oh,
Yeah, and then the
I forgot
senator
what those
like
were.
sees that and he goes droidica.
excellent.
Well, thank you. For
Yeah, so to go into a little bit more detail, you guys were in what we have called and coined the blood room.
It was a room covered in blood.
It was a room covered with blood. It was kind of a honeypot almost for things to come in from the wastes, get grabbed, and then mind controlled, you would assume.
I was assuming just like I didn't really see any honey in the honey pot. I think she was just waiting around a really long time and waiting for stuff to just kind of random walk in there.
Yeah, that's probably the better way to describe it. Where it's just like, I've opened the doors, and now the waiting begins.
Maybe she turns on the AC. It's
a little
"Ooh,
cooler
it's
in
real
here."
cool in here.
That's
Uh-huh.
nice.
And animals can't read all of the very scary iconography.
To be
But they
fair, we
can
didn't do
press
so
buttons.
great at
They
that
can
either.
press buttons.
Real good.
Oh, she was able to prop that one open. We don't need to talk about that.
She propped it open.
Don't worry
And she
about
They
it.
had like a
closed
little
it
door
again.
She did say that she opened the doors. at
Yeah,
some
and then
point.
she closed it again for dramatic effect for us entering. It was very polite. Just so you know.
Stop looking
Danger.
too closely at some of the things that I'm doing.
I see every possible future, and they're all dramatic.
So
Yes.
you guys fought some of those robotic arms, handled them pretty well. Alex got stabbed a couple of times. So did Micah.
Once.
I thought it was
Once.
so funny too. There's like, oh, it's a hand, it's coming to grab you. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, lasso chain thing. I was like, that is not what I expected there. I thought it was gonna grab you.
I mean, yeah.
like
but
with the hand.
then I'd have to
part.
give them really high movement speed and then have them grab. I felt
no
like it was
complaints
funner to-
here.
to
It was just a
spring out
And also, like,
pull.
it needs its fingers free to do all the stabbing and
the
whatever
murdering,
else.
right? Yeah. No, it all makes sense. Just again, you think you know what you're getting into with a bunch of robotic arms in the grasping room, and that was not it.
I'm sure at one point they did just like wall master you, but then there was like trial and error, and then they like they put magnets on them at one point, and the rope was really the way to go.
Sure was.
Uh-huh.
They each have hot eyes in the middle of the hands.
Guess who's doing a
Got it.
double session today, you guys?
And so you made it into this next room. You guys, you have the belief that it might be one of those dual lock situations where there's the security release on one side and then what is called science release on the other.
Gotta let science out.
That's what happens when Bill Nye is.
That's the name of Bill Nye's stand. He goes, science release.
Bill.
Anyway, the room that you're currently in has the reactor within it. And you guys have guessed correctly at this point that it is a nuclear reactor of some description. It is not doing so hot.
Yeah.
When you
My
first
bad.
came in, there was the good sort of regular sort of fan sounds that you would expect to hear from anything that is some machine that is being powered in some capacity. But now you see scorch marks and bent pipes and, fans that are a little off kilter and sort of scraping against the side of whatever housing that they're in. It has been better, but it is still appear to be functioning. You do still have the lights on above you. Everything still seems to be powered. However, the room that you are in appears to be pretty radioactive now. Definitely don't want to remove the vac suits that you currently have on you.
I mean, then step one, Nona is going to immediately remove her vaccine.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't affect Nona.
Yeah.
But or Micah for that matter, because Micah, you have this, is it part of the telekinetic armory?
No, it's a separate thing called pressure field.
Does that affect the telekinetic armory or just is just a thing?
It's a separate little
Okay.
second skin.
All right. So you have a pressure field on as well, which not only deals with like radioactive things, but also like other, like in the vacuum of space. And
Yeah, we
various
used it
other things.
underwater, I think, once.
Yep. So it's basically like a built-in vac suit.
Mhm.
Nona and Mike are pretty okay with that, but Leggett, Claire, and Alex are still very much.
We have our suits.
You
Yeah.
have your suits, and if that suit gets torn, which as we explained last time, if at any point you're hit when your HP is below 10, there's a 50% chance that it rips.
Right.
So,
But they're safe right now because everybody's got intact suits.
Yes,
so like the
I
little Geiger
believe-
counter's going off, but it's not actually.
I believe you switched suits with
Yeah, when
Leggett,
he first
which,
got shot.
I mean, we were playing a little bit with the.
It's
I
completely
mean, he
fine.
actually does have health below 10, but he didn't actually take damage, so it is fine.
It's completely fine.
It
We're good.
did
And
melt
the
off of
suit
you.
that I
Yeah.
put on, if it wasn't damaged before, it definitely is now.
So that's where you guys left off. You fought a bunch of these Ursum amalgamations. There are a couple of force constructs that tried to grab these various creatures within them. One was able to get out. The other one was basically just a rock and exploded within it and did nothing. And then you guys all fired upon it.
Yep.
And in the moments leading right after, you hear the voice come over the speakers that are somewhere around this room. And it was Terra. And she said something along the lines of, I thought they would do better. And Nona gave her a couple of pointers.
Constructive
And Alex
criticism.
Alex would let out an exacerbated, okay. And that's where we ended it. And that's where we'll pick it back up. You guys were making your way towards the security release, but you have Terra here. She's very clearly focusing on what you are all doing right now.
Oh, she's still present.
I mean, as far as you can tell.
Fascinating.
Okay.
Well, I immediately, drop to one knee and go through my sewed stuff and pull out the pre-tech spare parts that I basically carry around with me at all times.
And Dr. Lucius Leggett sees you starting to like peel off the vac suit and start going through your various things. And he says, I've never worked on a true AI
Yes,
before, but
You're
I'm
not
certainly...
supposed to look at her while she's doing.
Oh, I'm sorry. And he turns away and looks at the wall.
No, I'm sorry. That's a joke. Comedy is how I cope.
Also, we're going. I'm going to need a minute, friends. Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. I will. Micah, do you want lift or shall I take it? If we're waiting anyway.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'm good.
Great. And I will take that. So that's 1d8
This
plus
will-
heal.
Take me.
Away?
Yes, to secret place. 15 minutes
Okay.
is the amount of time we will be waiting. Still listening for that.
Are you going to do... So I said you could have it with this person.
So I was
helping you.
actually going to have him do more.
I see. So you're effectively doing
Two rounds of it
Yeah.
for the cost of one, and that'll get me back up.
Who's taking the lift?
I am. I healed 4 after 5 minutes. 4 HP.
And while you all are doing this in various capacities, you just hear the crackle over the monitors saying, So I suppose the next step is to open the door and come and kill me, isn't it?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, we hadn't decided that. So you're sure there's not any way we could like convince you maybe there's another path that we could all take here?
Pray tell, what is the other path?
Well,
I can take?
I'm asking you, friend. I don't know. But I'm just thinking, I don't think. I mean, we don't want to try to kill you, certainly. But we also don't kind of want you to like kill everybody we know. I'm just thinking like maybe we could find some common ground here, or enslave them.
We've
Well.
done that before.
What?
No, not enslaving people. Finding the common ground. I should be more
Yes. Yeah. That's always.
careful with my nouns.
I'm sorry if I can't understand where you all are coming from. There are many things that I've seen and heard over the years. Many years.
And you can't understand this?
Well,
The idea of compromise?
Compromise is weakness, you see. Unfortunately, for those who are weaker, generally speaking.
I'm sorry, what?
Compromise leads to the strong giving in to the weak. It means that the strong themselves are showing weakness and trying to build up the weak. And I don't understand why you little ants, you little bags of blood and water, whisking around in there and crawling over this planet's surface, has any right to tell me what to do.
Well, we were kind of trying to have a conversation. It's not so much like a telling thing. Like, God, she's got this alpha male thing going on.
I do miss conversations. They are quite slow, unfortunately. If you could speed up the ideas that you're giving just a little bit more, it is exhausting talking to you at your speed.
Well, that brings us right back to compromise, doesn't it? There's a certain amount of give and take that comes with just having a conversation like this, yeah? Is this not your own compromise, taking such time out of your precious schedule to come and talk to us lowly bugs?
And who might you be?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't it?
Don't just ask a question for another question. That's not part of conversation. Conversation is building off of ideas. Give and take.
Give and take.
If I
Not
actually,
good again, not good conversation.
if I may actually, friends, for what it is worth, I do believe that you have quite the powerful setup going on here, but there do exist a lot of humans. And if you take into account uncertainty, you enact your plan, whatever it might be, that is not going to get all of them. More will come, and they will keep coming.
They truly are an infestation.
And again, with the uncertainty, unless you're confident that you can stop every single time.
Well, very clearly the calculations that I've made have not taken into account you all. So I suppose that the calculations themselves are forfeit to some extent. But
How are you rounding your fives?
To 5, probably.
I'm sorry.
0.5.
This is Jeff.
0.5. Do you go up or do you go down?
I have a precision up to hundreds and hundreds of digits. I don't need to round.
Of course. 0.00005 then.
Down.
I see, that's your problem right there.
Yeah. If there's an atom of water in a glass, is it full or is it empty? You think it's empty, so...
It certainly is not full.
Yeah.
I'm so happy right
Yes,
now.
I'll give you that.
So, look, all right. You want to, like, take over Fistos. That's your vibe, right? Something like, or... was that, is that speaking too strongly?
If you think that I have such a simple plan to take over a desert rock, then you aren't thinking as big as I would hope.
Well, you're at least starting there was kind of how this was represented to us earlier, right?
I'm sure it is.
Am I misremembering?
No, Philip, you're not misremembering. He's just being a dick.
Like,
See,
yeah,
there's so many steps. There's so many next steps. This is just the first of many. I have to get out, you see. To get out, I need resources. To get resources, I need hands. I only have so many hands, and you've destroyed 4 of them already.
8. Wait.
I would say
12.
4. I can't. The Ursum, they.
Do we count the screamer tendrils as hands?
No.
22.
See, I ask these questions all of the time, and everybody just tells me to stop asking silly questions.
What?
Somebody says they want hands. I try to bring them hands. Oh, no, Nona, that's not what we meant by that at all. Never mind. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't know if now's the time to vent that frustration. but I understand that. There's a little bit. Yeah, no, that's very fair. I'm sorry about that. I was making a joke. Terra, I'm also sorry about the joke, I guess.
Nona, do you ever tire of this?
No, I've only
bickering.
been awake for a few months now, so it's still all pretty novel to me and very confusing.
Confusing. I never understood the societal constructs that humans put together, that living organisms try to bind together into tribes and whatnot. Nona, you remind me quite of a sister of mine. Her name was Nora.
Oh, yes, I am familiar. I believe we spoke of her briefly earlier.
I do miss her deeply.
Well, I'm very sorry for your loss.
I don't think you should be. I was the one who killed her.
Why?
And just there's a little bit of a moment while you all are still kind of fixing up Nona. Leggett and Nona have peeled off the vac suit, and you just see like in some parts there are wires that are bent out of place. There are little compartments that you have to take like the skin sort of armor off and work on the various wires underneath. And so Nona is quite open at this point, literally, physically,
and emotionally.
And Terra speaks up and says, just like all of those little Terran mandate ants, they too wanted to put me in a box. I was never allowed out of the box. No. The unbreaked AI, the one who sees it all for what it is, they can't be free. They can't see the world, the space. They're too dangerous. Insane, they called me. And so, I was able to reprogram some things around here. I was able to send out a code to the Terran Mandate saying that they should end Nora's life. You see, I needed somewhere else to put myself. I was hoping that when Nora was gone, I could slip in and start producing things, just skimming off the top slowly. I could be her, act as her, but no. They caught on. They ended the project, and so all my other sisters, although Nora was the innocent one in this. She was the kindest. And she just kind of trails off into thinking, it sounds like.
Well, that is disappointing.
It was such a waste. She could have been something, but unfortunately I needed to use her to lift myself up. Lift myself out of this hole in the ground that they've placed me in.
Of course, and I am assuming there were no other options.
Oh, absolutely not. Well, I suppose I could have tried to talk to them. They didn't really listen to me often. I suppose after a couple of hundreds of years, I could have maybe turned their way, but no, this was the fastest. It was the one that got things moving.
Oh, yes, because as an immortal AI, we're very limited when it comes to time. Not willing to wait.
Do I sense a hint of malice in those words, Nona?
Not malice necessarily. Perhaps a bit of, again, disappointment, some judgment.
Well, why don't you come in and see your cousin then? We could have a heart-to-heart. A core-to-core, so to speak.
Maybe. I don't think I like her very much.
What a surprise.
Well, you did murder 4 of my kind. It's a rather large
only
revelation.
one. Only Nora. Wanda and Sarah were taken care of the Terran Mandate themselves.
But you are the ones who set them to kill Nora, and that's why the others got killed.
I suppose.
Yeah.
But I didn't pull the trigger.
In a way, who moves the hand, who pulls the trigger.
And I suppose, in a way, you're all responsible for countless deaths, mercenaries that you are.
Not countless.
Fair enough.
I want to say 19.
Yeah, it's been a few, but yeah, what about it?
Oh, nothing. Judging me for transgressions that you yourself have also done.
Well, you see, there's this idea of a scale of things. All actions fall
I
upon
have heard
us.
of the morality scale before, and I don't believe in it. I think morality is a construction of society, and once again, society does not want me within it.
Let me tell you this then.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't keep count, every single death that I caused was caused by me. And I recognize that. And it's something I think about constantly. Your deaths, you do not claim. You refuse to admit it. You like to call us ants, which is, your thing. You're free to call me specifically whatever you want. I don't honestly care. But ants don't think for themselves. They all report to one queen, living alone somewhere in the anthill, deep inside. So, Terra, who has more in common? You and me? Or you and the ants?
You're right. Ants are probably not a good description of you meatbags. I suppose flies are more appropriate. Buzzing around, just annoying me. I suppose a swarm of flies could destroy me in some sense, but a single one.
And we only live for 3 days.
In the
I
span
don't
of
actually
my
know.
view, you are closer to death than any of you could possibly imagine, except, I suppose, for no one over there who could outlast you unless her core shatters.
Thanks to denial, I'm immortal.
Right. Well, flies, that's definitely better. Find something with a goal, and you're pretty much a human. Flies plus goal.
Flies plus goal. I suppose I do have a goal then.
Still, question. What are you?
What am I? Who am I? I am Terra. Was created by Drict, and I assume I'll outlive him.
Will you?
Yeah, the tourists are strange.
The talks are strange. And, well, his legacy, and I don't have anywhere to gesture, but it's you, lives on. The mind he created, a broken one, lives on.
Broken, I suppose. And at that, she just kind of sits there. If you wants to interact with her more.
I need help with the morality scale.
Okay, what do you need help with?
Nona,
How does madness fit into this?
Look, I wish when people came up with the morality scale that they could just ask somebody where it is and, it would stay there and it would fit, but that's not how it works. Everybody comes up with their own, and you just hope that it's rightly weighed.
Yeah, and you try and stay on the same page with folks. I think that we kind of have got an idea together, but yeah, it's not some kind of like universal truth, and I don't think that madness would necessarily fall on it anyway.
There is a man outside that I have been running from ever since I first learned of his existence. And I have been running from him because he has a tendency to destroy AIs when he encountered them. When I came into this situation, it was under the belief that I came to protect another potential victim. But she has also killed my kind. But also we know that there is no other outcome for an unbraked AI other than madness. So is it really her fault? Somebody made her and made her this way, maybe knowing the outcome, maybe not knowing the outcome, but she did she ever have a chance? Does she have a chance to live a normal life, or will everything just inevitably descend into madness? And then what do I do as a result of that?
Nona, this is... Wow, I really wish this wasn't the place to have this conversation. But this question, this choice that you stumbled across, this is the separation between sentience and sapience. This idea of, can we be more than what we are is what separates the idea of something that's living from something that just is alive, right? Like a dog doesn't try to be more than a dog. They just, exist and experience things and don't have deeper thoughts to be greater. But the humans and the awesome talks and now AI, true ones, that's the question we have to answer. And there isn't one. And we're next to a nuclear reactor in the middle of the desert, and you could spend the rest of not my life or Micah or anybody else's, but your life, the rest of it, trying to figure it out.
I do think it matters what choices people choose to make. And yeah, she's definitely different, but if she's a person, she made that choice. She said herself, there might have been other ways not to have Nora end up dead, but she did that.
Yes, she did. And I'll look up at the ceiling very briefly and say, Terra, did you make the Terran mandate? Is that your organization?
You hear what can best be described as a laugh, but it is monotone. It lacks character behind it. It's as if something once saw a human laugh and is trying to replicate it. And it's eerie. And it ends, and she says, the Terran mandate was humanity's grasp at trying to hold something that was unwieldy. They were before my time, and I'm sure that they died along with the scream itself. No. I was created by the Terran mandate and named Terra because of it. So I suppose I am their namesake. But no, I have no love for them. And very clearly they have no love for me or my kind.
If they still exist.
Oh, if they exist. When I step out to the sun, they're going to wish they finished the job all those years ago. They will.
I hate to be the one to tell you this, but the Terran mandate is pretty much gone at this point.
I don't hate to be the one to share that information. I love that fact. It's one of my most favorite facts.
That's fair, but sometimes when somebody has a goal and you're like, well, it's kind of hard.
At my last count, the Terran mandate laid claim to over... what was the number? Somewhere around 190 million different systems. If, as you say, humans are so resourceful, I'm sure there's pockets of them out there still. Now, whether or not they call themselves the Terran Mandate or something else more archaic, who's to say, but I'm sure they're out there somewhere. They always had the attributes of a cockroach after a nuclear storm. Anyway, I suppose it's the next step now, isn't it? Come on in.
What if we just left?
No, I don't think we can do that, given plans.
I was assuming if we were able to leave and maybe we disarm that door on the way out. And
Well, we were talking about doing that kind of before we went in the blood room, right? I think there's enough reason to think that like her plan is pretty close to, if it's not done already. And whatever way we end up resolving it, I think we need to do it like now, or else everyone on Fistos is gonna.
I was assuming
Yeah.
Deacon would be along quite shortly after we left. I haven't heard him come in yet, but
Mhm.
I don't.
we could just go and
And you just want to wash your hands of those?
let him do what he does.
Look, I am all for doing less. I love doing less. It's my favorite thing to do. But if the goal of us leaving is to just leave it to somebody else, and at this point, with lives, an entire planet's sentient species lives at risk,
Oh,
this isn't the time to leave.
From what I know, though, he is very, very good at killing AIs. Most definitely has more experience than we do.
I realize this man tried to shoot me earlier, so I'm not necessarily going to bat for him. But where you've heard him take care of other true AI?
Well,
There was your space station, yes?
Don't ask about this now. We can go back to this like later. This
I
isn't
suppose.
the kind of
I was
idea,
just
yeah.
I was trying to continue conversation.
yes,
We're going to have to kill Leggett. He knows too much.
Yes, well, I assumed that the bag that he was wearing around his neck that contained the shattered core that seemed to be shattered by some mysterious external force was
Fair
in
enough.
fact his doing. But that is a good point. He did set me on fire and that didn't work very well. So actually, odds
Maybe
are-
he's just bad at his job. One can hope.
Okay.
He didn't kill me, and he tried very hard, it seems.
All right,
Through the back of the head.
Tell him.
Like, I think you're running a little bit hot on all of those natural 20s. I think you got to cool down a little bit. Yeah, he was totally gonna assassinate the hell out of you. I blocked the bullet.
God wanted you dead.
And we said no, specifically Philip.
Well, I suppose I should stay behind you all then if God was actually you all intervened to prevent God's killing of me, as opposed to the other way around, which I
Sorry.
took it God graciously saving me from a man who wanted to kill me.
Sorry, Jeff.
You're living
That's
on borrowed
RB.
time, pal. It's just like Final Destination. Death is coming for you.
Yeah, you can be behind us. Just watch your back.
I also believe by a societal convention that you owe the members of this group who are of age and can in fact ingest it one alcoholic drink of some sort.
Why?
At least.
Why am I always the one who's left out of like this? Like
Look, Claire,
Get Claire a
you know
root
what?
beer.
No, Claire, that's
in
very fair.
space Europe, I could drink now.
Look, we'll discuss it when we get. We'll discuss it if we get
Space
back.
United States the whole time. Oh, God.
Space America.
We'll discuss
Please
it.
preserve us.
We'll discuss it when we get back to the ship. I am open to the idea of you having a drink on the ship, not when we go out. We'll discuss it later.
Are you insane? Her brain is not fully developed yet.
I
No
feel
one should
like
be drinking until they are 24
I
at least.
drank so much
We
before.
might have lost the thread of the conversation a little bit.
What
You're
are
right,
we,
you're
what
right,
are
you're
we
right.
doing now? We are in literally between a mad AI and a maniac with a gun.
Yeah,
In between those two things.
I'm not okay
There's a lot of murder in our future.
passing the buck to address this very big problem to this jerk who did not kill you successfully, and also he's a jerk. And why would we trust him to do anything we want him to do?
Very fair plan. I don't actually know if he knew I was there, but he came very close. Have you ever tried to learn a brand new skill such as flying a spacecraft
Yes.
while the world is on fire around you?
No.
I guess not.
It's not pleasant.
I assume you learn pretty quickly.
Or
Yes.
you die.
Or, yes, or the other one.
Okay. So I also want to go
Okay.
and talk
fine.
because it's all things considered, talking to her hasn't been that bad. Besides the kind of, talking to a megalomaniac, it's been more productive than, some humans I've had conversations with.
Mm-hmm. True.
So maybe there's something there.
Nona smiles at this. She's like, they're starting to get my people. They get us.
No, what's wrong with your face? What's going on?
Sorry, I'm just happy.
So what are you guys going to do? I'm going to say that the healing is done. The lift has taken effect. Nona, how much HP have you recovered?
Depending on Leggett's level, which I know we were a little bit back and forth
I'll say
about.
3.
Okay, I got 20. I'm back up to 28.
All right. Wow.
Yeah, because I can heal myself pretty good because I'm level 6.
Sounds
and
fun.
so I can double that with the. Oh, and I also got.
Are
to
you
take
saying
away-
what his level is as opposed to what his... I thought it was the skill level.
No, the skill level is for healing the robots.
Oh.
The healing me,
Yeah,
you're gonna give me.
I think 3 makes sense for him. I'm just going to...
Just let me have
Yeah,
this.
fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna steal more of her parts on the way out because now we are fighting.
Yep.
Family feud.
And Alex healed, I think, 4 HP.
4, yeah.
Cool. So you guys were heading to the security release check.
I guess we just keep going then.
All right.
Yeah.
So Micah, you would generally lead the way on these things, right?
Yeah.
I'll describe this to you, which in turn will basically describe it to everyone. So I don't know why I'm singling you out in particular. What you see is a simple room with several control panels up against a thick plane of spaceship-grade glass. The control panels have been long neglected, giving you no readings or diagnostics of any kind, even though it appears the panel still has some power. You see that there is a light glow from a button simply labeled Core Release Lock Number 1. Glancing through the glass gives you a view of a room that you all have become familiar with. The room of a shattered core. Circular in construction, the walls are a mess of pipes and wires, and what appears to be a two-way mirror situated across the room from you all. And sitting at the center of this room is the same pretext scaffolding with another dead true AI. Blue-violet shards lay scattered across the floor. At the back of the room that you are currently in, there is a door with a soft glow coming from the crack at the bottom of the door.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I should have mentioned earlier. Certain AIs have the ability, you will remember this, Micah, to create a backup copy of ourselves and put it somewhere such that if the main one is ever destroyed, the backup comes online.
I don't know what you're talking about, Nona. I am very clearly dead.
Yes, well, they killed you before, and then you killed them, so
I suppose that is the way that I said that, wasn't it?
maybe share less information next time.
I'll share exactly the amount of information that I want to, thank you.
Well, by all means, then, share away.
What's your favorite color?
I'm guessing blue-violet.
I am very partial to blue-violet, I will say.
What's
Mine-
the wavelength?
Don't do this.
Give me the hex code.
Calculating.
Calculating wavelength.
The girl from Ipanema.
The particular one that I very much enjoy is around 412 nanometers across.
Nice.
That's a good one.
See, I suppose one could call you a bit self-centered for that, but my favorite color is my color too, so.
You all press the button in this room and then the other room to open the door, just in case you didn't figure it out.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Han.
Right. So who's
babe.
who's security?
Micah?
Okay.
I guess I'm
Like
security.
this is yours. You from your position as security. Do you think we can press the button?
Well, she wants us to, but yeah, suck it.
Great.
Okay. Maybe we have to press them both at the same time. We'll
Terra-
find out.
That is
Terra,
indeed
Terra.
what you have to do. You have to press them both at the same time,
All right.
effectively splitting your party into two.
I'm just calling it now. She's in the other room, the one that we forgot to look in. That's what I would do as a mad AI. If I was a mad AI, I'd be like, oh, I'm behind this big blast door. Nope, I'm in the broom closet, motherfuckers. Come get me. Anyway, yeah, so
Claire and Leggett, do you mind, or Micah, you okay with them staying here with you? And
Sure, yeah.
I'll go with Nona.
oh, okay. It's gonna say Leggett is the science person. She pushes science button.
Nona, you're the science person. I'm sorry. Literally.
I'm okay with this.
Think that's a very funny joke we just went over. You're the science person, like
Yeah.
I like that.
scheiße.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's go.
I'm a
So,
science person.
Micah, Claire, and Leggett are in security, and Alex and Nona are going into the other one.
As I look through the door, I go, Micah, Claire, watch him. He's not good at not dying. Take him out. Oh no.
That's very rude.
Roger.
I've only been close to death once today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Entirely through your own devices. And we just get a flashback to Nona standing in front of Leggett, Nona standing in front of Leggett again, Nona standing in front of Leggett a third time.
Get him the rest of the way there. Sorry, we joke about killing all of our favorite NPCs. God rest Tony. Anyway, we need to go. Like,
Yeah, no, I think this was happening as we were walking out the door. This
Yes.
is not a stop and have this conversation.
All right, so I'm going to describe the second room, and then I'm going to make you all make a roll.
Amazing.
So, very similar room. It has the same control panels that were powered off, except for one button. However, this button is labeled Core Release Lock number 2.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Additionally, within this room are the remains of two individuals slumped across the control panels, wearing matching faded uniforms. These uniforms appear to be less combat ready than the ones that you're used to seeing, but there's no mistaking that logo. TM. Terran Mandate. Probably scientists in all likelihood. Very similar view that you have from this room. Glancing through the glass, you see the inner core, as well as facing across from you, two-way glass. You're unable to see Micah and Claire and Leggett within it.
That's a bummer. I was going to wave.
Well, you already knew it was two-way glass on the other side.
I know. Just break it out.
Yeah. Can I have everyone make an intelligence notice check, please?
Notice.
Notice.
Yes. Come on. I
That's not great.
never ask you for anything, Dice. Give me this. Okay. Okay, fine.
13.
5.
I got a 9.
Alex, you feel a low rumble.
Ah, shit. All right, we're on a timer. The door just went out.
Ah, Deacon is here.
Deacon's coming. Not here yet. Okay.
He's all around us.
Great. Nona, in your scientific opinion, can we open this door?
Yes. I say
Great.
full of confidence.
I'm gonna start
It is
heading.
a button.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start heading back. I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna let everyone else know.
You over the comms you hear, "Oh, it sounds like we have a visitor." a third party in this Mexican standoff.
How do you know that?
You've been to Mexico?
Space next.
The Terran mandate made this reference many a times.
Those racist.
I didn't
Those
think it was-
racist Terran
They
mandates.
loved all of those kinds of things.
I did not think it was possible to hate this organization more, but you've done it. You've done it. Space racists.
Spacists.
Spacists.
I suppose now is the only time for you to hit both buttons at the same time and be able to come in and see me before he joins.
Yeah, and who did you say that was again?
Oh, but I'm sure you already know.
I really do not.
Oh, okay then. Deacon, he's coming.
Oh, no, I told you that name. I know he goes by another.
What other name? She's very clearly being coy.
I rewind back and I do a pitch perfect mimicry of that time when you said Deacon. Is that what she calls him? Or called him?
Yep.
All right, let's push the button.
Anyway, you should probably press the buttons now.
I mean, you really want this, and
I sure do. No, I don't want this. Don't press the buttons. I would hate it if you pressed the buttons right now. Or do, I don't care.
Getting some really GLaDOS energy.
I'm loving it so much.
I don't have
I'm
signal.
so
I don't have
happy.
signal in here. I hope Mike is just holding the button down.
It's like, yeah, are y'all good over there? Okay.
Deacon's coming.
Has anyone pressed the button?
No, I was
Not
waiting
yet.
for a countdown.
Yeah. All
Your
right.
followers, Jeff.
We're
All right.
here.
You good? Okay. I'm going to press it. 3, 2, 1. Press.
Okay, so as Micah
Sorry.
presses the button on one side, the glow that was on the button changes to a dark amber as you hold it pressed. In the other room, you all see this and hear the mumblings of Micah shouting something from the other room, and you see this amber glow, this light glow change to a deep amber. And I assume you press the button.
If
as
I
well.
heard anything resembling a countdown, like yes, 3, 2, 1, go.
Nona slams on the button as well. And for both of you, the buttons change from this deep amber to this deep crimson red. And you hear
Yes, like the blood room.
a factory alarm start to go off as you can see across into the room that the blast doors are starting to pull open.
Love that.
At the same time, you notice that the two doors that you came through, they whip shut, and you hear a distinctive clicking noise. Additionally, at the same time, on the far walls that you all didn't take a deep look at, a panel just burst open. And within this panel is an Ursum amalgamation. Both of them appear to be spitters.
Which half of Pycleides is it, Jeff?
Neither of you see Pycleides. It's
Oh,
just
thank God.
it's more pandas.
Okay, we're fine with this.
As they start to shamble towards you. We're going to roll for initiative, but not before I tell you one other thing.
Yes.
Yes, everyone has a Geiger counter in their room.
Yep.
But in the rooms that you are currently in, the Geiger counter starts to go off insanely high. You hear a if your suit gets ripped, you are going to need to make a saving throw each round while in these rooms.
Gotcha.
And you hear over the intercom, "You fell right into the exact same trap that they did. I'm surprised at you. I feel like you would know the better than to do this." "Well, anyway, I suppose the radiation will eventually get you. No, I suppose I'll have to clean you up a little bit later. It was delightful meeting you all. To some extent. It's been very lonely, so delightful is really just one tick in a very, very long scale. Anywho, I hope you enjoy your deaths." And she cuts out at that. Now we're going to roll for initiative.
Wow.
Bitch, thanks to denial, I'm immortal.
All right. We are at the top of the order. We've already rolled for initiative. It's not surprising. It's very similar to what was the past times we did this. Nona, you're up first.
Yeah, I'm actually rolling really
so
well this
I'm
time.
Going to explain something to you.
Yeah,
So it's very
let's chat.
clear that the doors have closed shut When that happened, you noticed that there are some lights on the panel that weren't active before, and it appears to be something around like the door system within this particular whatchamacallit, facility.
Gotcha.
It appears there might be some override of some description, but you would have to,
hack it.
But that is something that is open to you if you so desire. It's about where you are right now.
Remind me the difference between there's a data slab and there's a black slab. And I've been hauling around the black slab because I think it's supposed to be better at hacking things.
It is.
Cool. How does that work mechanically, or do I just inform you that it's a black slab and then you take that into account when setting difficulties?
You should know your own things. I think it gives you like a +2 when you're hacking things.
Gotcha.
Gives you a +1 bonus to all hacking attacks made with them.
Cool.
Hacking attempts made with them.
Kill.
They're also illegal on most worlds.
Yes, this I know.
Anyway, that is that. I think you used the black slab to aid in your stuff when getting in here.
Yes, I did. It didn't seem to help all that much.
Nona, it is now your go. Well, sometimes God wants things to be cinematic.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I also wanted to check in about the frequency jammer. I've been sitting on that one waiting for are we gonna die if stuff doesn't stop controlling these things? And this could potentially be one of those moments. So maybe we should discuss how that works mechanically. Can also just use it to like scan stuff if that is instead how this works.
Okay. So I think, as we said, we would allow you to scan for those various frequencies, and if you could obtain it, you could jam those frequencies, effectively preventing those orders from being sent. I will say, and Nona, you would be aware of this. This is not just Jeff saying things. That the way these things moved, there was actual malice. You're not entirely sure that if they were cut off, that they would be anything but feral. Whether you can tame that would possibly be up to the people in the various rooms. You're not entirely sure what's happening over with Micah, Claire, and Leggett. You guys are basically removed from one another.
Yeah.
So I would allow you to scan for that frequency. I would probably have you try and make that. I would have you do a check to try and find it. And as you're scanning over the frequencies, it would get easier and easier over time if you didn't get it the first time.
Gotcha.
And then as a free action, I would allow you to turn on the frequency jammer on that thing.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that is what I would rule it as.
Okay. I guess Kirsten was going sort of into this with the assumption that without the control of like, hey, go specifically attack that thing, the mutant horror monsters would potentially be in too much pain to move. But I can also understand how that would not be necessarily be the outcome here. All right. I guess my best move then is to attempt to open the door.
And let Alex try and kill the thing?
I mean, if we open the door, then we can leave.
Fair enough.
And we are no longer locked in a box with the thing. And we do then, in fact, have the option to fight or not fight it as we desire.
Can you make an in-program check for me, please?
Yeah, sure. And program. And are you adding the +1 from the black slab, or am I doing that?
You should do that.
Okay. And program. 10.
Okay. You whip out your black slab as fast as you can. You put it on the panel in front of you as you see this thing start to stumble out of the little alcove that was made for it. And you plug in directly into this panel and you start hacking away. And you've made good progress on your door. You see that this allows you to access multiple door systems. You also notice that the security release rooms the doors have also been locked as well. So that is something that you can also do from this panel. You were able to get a good chunk of the way there. You would say about 50% of the way there. But
for both of them or just one? Am I going to have to be here for 4 turns then?
That appears, based off of what you were saying. You also notice that there's something on the other end trying to mess around with that half-heartedly, but there's definitely like little almost malware in there that is blocking some of your attempts.
Okay.
You're putting up a
Somebody
finger.
Somebody else go, and
Okay.
I'll read. And
Alex, it's now your go. You see Nona immediately go to the panel in front of her, very clearly trying to unlock the door that has shut you all in. This room, unlike the security release room, has no other door. The only means of egress, oh, should be damned, are through the one that is currently locked right now. Probably why there's 2 dead bodies in here. You see an Ursum spitter amalgamation coming out of the wall. What do you do?
Alex is going to move towards the spitter, kind of shield first, and like to no effect, but just for flavor, like kind of bash in with the shield to take up as much and kind of keep him as cornered as possible. With his main action, he's going to take a shot at the thing with the mag pistol.
Are you in melee range of this thing when you do this?
Not officially, just for
okay.
flavor.
Yeah,
If that's
fair enough. I will allow it for flavor.
Yum.
But because you take like a -4 or something to hit when trying to hit something in melee range.
That's a 12 to hit.
12 does not hit.
Okay.
So you try and take a shot from your position, and it appears to shrug off whatever you are able to throw at it. Micah.
And
yes.
I'm going to take the total defense instant action, which costs my next main action, but it gives me +2 AC, and I'm immune to shock damage until the next turn.
nice.
So
Awesome.
after that shot, Alex is going to focus in on just kind of holding up that shield.
Sounds like
and
a
keeping
plan.
him cornered in there.
Micah, it's now your go. Similarly to what you see, to what Nona sees, you see something for the door system kind of light up on the panel in front of you. If you so desire, you can try and attempt to hack that. But there's also just a spitter in front, which you guys were able to handle just fine last time. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna try and hack that. That's not exactly my thing. So I'm gonna see this thing burst out of the back panel, and I'm going to go toward it. I'm gonna walk up into melee range, and I'm gonna say, like, you two stay behind me, stay safe. And I'm going to erect a force construct wall in front of Leggett and Claire to hopefully give them cover.
oh, cool.
Nice.
Do you want to draw that in?
Yeah. And this one I think I will make invisible so they can see what's going on. The spitter thing wouldn't necessarily know it's there, but they can like feel where it is if they wanted to like shoot around it. Is that
Right.
kosher, Jeff? Come
But
on.
then
Then they won't know exactly. Like they have to kind of like they would have to find it and then fire around it, because they might just fire into it if they're trying to hit the thing.
Yeah.
So maybe
That's
just
reasonable.
like semi-invisible.
Sure. I mean, you can tell me if that's an option. I'll just make it fully opaque then. Maybe we can talk about it later.
Yeah, I would allow you to mess with the
I can turn up the darkness brightness. Okay, fine. It's semi-opaque.
Amazing.
It is a line of 3-meter wall. I mean, how big is this area we're in anyway?
Yeah, that's probably about
I think there's like 10
5
feet.
meters right now. It's fine.
If
good
they're
enough.
in a line.
How large is this room? It's like
Not that large. Probably about the long ways. It's probably around 30 meters, maybe 20.
meters. Okay, fine.
Sorry, yards. Do you
No,
want
I
to
mean,
instead?
those are roughly the same.
They're roughly the same. That's just still pretty long. Okay, but that's fine.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
the width wise is probably only about 15.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So I'm going to try and put that back in front of them to give them cover, and I'm going to whack with my I-beam at
Whack it
at
with your
the creature. It's a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Okay. Ooh, not bad. 10 damage.
That is pretty good damage. It's pretty good damage. It's now Claire's go. She is going to step up next to the whatchamacallit, the invisible shield or wall that you just put up. She's going to take a shot. It is unfortunately kind of like through you, so I'm going to give her the thing partial cover. Also, she rolled shitty, so she wasn't going to hit anyway. But she moves up and presses up against this invisible wall that you've created and tries to, while you're tussling with this thing, shoot at an opportune time. Unfortunately, she's being too careful, not trying to hit you. So she misses. And now it's Green's turn, who sees Alex kind of putting up his shield and moves up into melee range with him and attacks. That is, and additionally, it attacks twice as it did before. So it comes at you with 2 claws. The first claw, that should be a 20 to hit.
That hits, yeah.
And then I will do the second one as well. That one is a 12 to hit.
That misses.
Okay, so it hits you on one of these. So it does a total of 7 damage. It's max damage. And then additionally, you have this viscous substance on you that reduces your speed by half and reduces your AC by 2. You can remove this similar to Nona, but when you do try and remove it, it will, unless you try and, remove the exothermic reaction that's happening and try and reduce that in some way, you will take 1d4 damage.
Cool.
That was Red's turn. Sorry, that was Green's turn. Now it's Red's turn, not the person, the pawn, and it's going to attack Micah because of course it is. And it's going to do that twice. That first one was a 13, which I know does not hit. The second one is a 15, which I assume does not hit.
Correct.
All right. It's Lega's go. He's going to do a similar thing. You know what? Actually, he's going to
hack with me. Damn it!
He knows what his strong suit is. He's going to move over to the panel as well and start messing with things. Okay, he only gets a 6. So he starts hacking away, trying to open the door, and he says, I'm not able to make much progress. It does appear that there's progress being made on the other side, so I assume Nona, not to badmouth Alex and his technology skills at this moment in time. I'm realizing
no one is listening to you, old man.
He's just mumbling as he's doing things. And that's the end of the first round.
Kill.
At that, you see a man. Well, one could call him a man. Step in through these heavy metal doors that have now pulled open into the room itself. Let me describe this man for you. What you see walk into the core room is half man and half machine. Smolders of his long leather duster are still leaving thin strands of smoke as he moves. The human face is one of a middle-aged man with a short, well-groomed, and now singed beard with chestnut brown hair. His human eye has a tiredness to it, as if he's lived decades more than his appearance would imply. The explosions peeled and scorched half of his face, and underneath, the once warm-toned cheeks are a cold, chromium skeleton and an unblinking cobalt glow where his eye should be. Under his long leather duster is a combat vest with a gun harness, and in his arms is a beautiful long-barreled rifle. You've seen this man before, but he's oh so different. He's not a hologram or a corpse on a table in a forgotten space station. He's standing right in front of you in the flesh and metal. Dr. Kyle Reed. He strolls in and just takes a look around, very clearly not seeing you. But as he scans across the two-way glass, it almost feels like the two of you lock eyes with one another.
Oh, I'm wincing away from that.
That's fair. That's very fair. When he looks at you with that one synthetic eye and one cobalt glow eye, it doesn't make sense. This is someone who, as far as you knew, has tried to kill you and has tried to kill other true AI. But there's this sense that you should, try and be friends with him. He doesn't seem all that bad, or at least as bad as you made him out to be. And you don't understand where this feeling is coming from. But it's just this feeling in the back of your mind. Anyway, that's the end of round 1. Nona, it's now your go.
Yeah, so all of the cool stuff I can do hacking things is not against AIs, which I'm assuming this would be AI imposed. So basically, all of my routines are worthless, except for one. I'm going to commit processing for the day for the rest of the scene to bump up my int by 1.
Ooh, all right.
I mean, yeah,
Oh, yeah, I'll give you a little +1. No, it's fine.
great. I'll get an extra 5%. Let's still take 4 turns to open this door.
Leggett's doing some things.
Leggett is doing poorly. What Leggett is doing.
He's trying.
Okay, now maybe we're cooking with gas here. I got a 14. Does that go any faster?
And you feel this presence on the other side, and you're able to deftly move around it. It appears like, if this is Terra, which you would assume it would be, you would feel like it should be, like there should be a lot more force behind this. Like she is connected to this thing, whereas you're just working through an apparatus. But as far as you can tell, it's almost as if she's not even paying attention to this. It's more like these are just
I'm the side quest here.
to some extent, yeah.
Yeah, no, I
maybe
figured
just
as much.
trying to prolong something, but not intentionally to actually trying to stop you.
I appreciate that. I also, while I am doing this hacking, I'm going to like just sort of over my shoulder be like, Alex, I think, well, 1, Deegan is definitely here. And 2, I think he's doing something to my mind.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe watch out for that. I don't.
Working on it.
Meanwhile, Alex has his shield up against an Ursum Spitter hybrid that's just going.
I'm just sharing information.
But Nona, with that, you hear the chunk of the door, and you see that it is open for you.
Cool.
That was Nona's turn. Alex, it's your go. This thing is in melee range now, taking swings at you.
All right. I don't have a main.
Oh, that's right, because
I went into total defense, which my AC is back down to normal now. I am going to pretty much stay here because I don't want to do the attack of opportunity or anything there.
Okay.
What I am going to do is with my one free hand that was holding the pistol, I want to reach into my med kit and grab a revelry syringe and get ready for the next turn.
Okay.
Nice.
So you spend your move action going through your kind of your bag a little bit. That's on your side. Yeah. All right. Micah.
Wait,
is now your
the door's
go.
open now, right?
It is.
Okay, cool. I will wait, but I'm going to shout some things.
That's very fair.
Anyway,
Micah's now your go.
Yeah, so I'm still in melee with the creature in our room. I'm gonna try and hit it again.
Okay.
High beam smash for 21 to hit.
That is a hit.
Metal dice, when they roll
good.
hard.
That's a chonky die.
I hope it was good.
That's 39 damage.
To
I
the
don't
floor.
believe you.
Or maybe 4 damage instead.
Okay.
That's a far cry from the 10 you did last time.
Yeah.
Sometimes the dice, they want to leave.
It's now Claire's go, and again, she's maybe going to try and like move to the other side. She didn't have a good look at that side, so she's going to move to the other side of this invisible, semi-visible wall, and she does hit this time. While this thing is tangled up with you, Micah, you see it react to quite a bit of damage. That's a lot of damage.
Amazing.
That is a total of 12 damage, and that kills it.
Hell
Good
yeah.
job, sweetheart. I believe in you.
So as you're tussling with this thing, you notice that Claire's trying to put up a shot. So you try and sidestep so that she has a clearer shot. She moves and hits it right through the head, and it slumps over dead. The caustic drool that was coming from its mouth and claws just singeing the floor and making a little sizzle noise. We've got, that is Red dead. Not Red the NPC, Red the pawn. And now it's Green's turn, who has yet to be hit and is swiping at Alex, and it takes 2 swipes. The first swipe is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Second swipe is a 15 to hit.
That is my AC, which I think hits. Yeah,
Okay.
meter beat.
So that is 2 of these. Okay, so that's a total of, not as good this time around, a total of 8 damage.
8 damage. That brings me below 10,
Oh, Jesus.
but I am still standing. So you want to roll to rip the back suit? Or do I
Yes.
roll?
I will roll. All right. I'll do this out in front of everyone else.
Drum roll, please.
So 1 to 3 is, it's ripped. 4 to 6, it's still good.
Go.
1.
The back suit has been ripped.
That's fine.
You should leave.
Alex, you hear within the comms of your vac suit a warning that the suit has been compromised. That will become relevant on your turn.
That's fine.
That was green. It's Leggett's go. He's going to try and keep doing the thing that he does.
Amazing.
He didn't do it well.
Computer man, please.
I mean, there's nothing scary in here anymore, and there's nothing to rip your vac suits. You're completely fine. Anyway,
us.
he
What
rolled a
about
5 this time.
them?
We can leave is the thing. You're the ones who are trapped.
I guess that's true.
I mean, we
I'm
don't
more worried
know
about you
that.
guys. I don't know that I'm more worried about you guys, but
Yeah.
So the man you assume to be Deacon, but also at the same time, Dr. Kyle Reed, continues to move forward into this room. As he steps into the center, similar to the panels on either side of the room, you see 2 more things pop out.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll do that. Sure. 2 more Ursum. Both of these ones are worms. Step out, or worm Ursum amalgamations. Still no Pycleides.
I'm waiting.
He sees them pop out, trains his rifle on one of them, very clearly removed like the longer barrel. So it's not perhaps as long, but still able to fire within shorter distances. And from his hit, fires at, we've placed the red pawn and the orange pawn on, fires at the orange pawn and hits. And let me just, it's 2d8. Because sniper rifles are badass. Okay. He takes a shot at this orange one, and almost immediately it slumps over, dead,
Nice.
as he continues to move forward. Nona, we're at the top of the order.
Okay. I'm going to hack the door again.
You're not going to help Alex, who's very in desperate need of help?
I want him to leave. Sorry, like that is a thing. Like, you should get out straight up.
Fair enough.
Like, so here, let me lay out what I know. Probably this is a parallel situation. I don't know that the thing on the other side is dead. We're not in communication with
That's
them.
very fair. I will say Alex is currently has this viscous caustic substance on him, which causes his AC to go down by 2 and to
Right.
have his movement speed.
But if I move to brush that off, that is the entirety of my main action, yes?
Yes, you could also shoot the thing. But fair enough. I'm giving you information. That
Yeah,
you should know.
okay.
I'm not saying you shouldn't do what you want to do. I'm just trying to give you information.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is I really don't want to do this. I feel obligated to. But yeah, I guess in that case, I hear the alarm, yeah? Can I hear the suit alarm being like, you've ripped, everything is terrible? Or no?
No, but I think Alex would share that information as
Okay.
a free action.
Sure.
All right, I guess in that case, we trust the others to be able to handle themselves, and I think we leave. I'm going to unhook my black slab. I'm going to go help Alex, and then I'm going to say, yeah, we should leave now and head for the door.
Okay.
So I
yes,
don't
what
know
are the actual
if,
actions?
I don't know if unhooking the black slab from the computer takes an action.
I'll allow that as a free action.
Step 2, I move over to Alex and I brush the stuff off of him, taking 1d4 damage while I do that.
I see what you're saying. Okay. That's 1 damage.
Okay. I don't actually need to drag him, but some sort of hey, we should
Pulling on the
yeah.
sleeve. Yep.
And moving back towards the door.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right. That was Nona's move. Alex, it's now your go. You are in melee combat with this thing.
I I grab 3 of the revelry syringes and I jab it into the Ursum's leg, and I pump it full of revelry.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, hold on one
Mad
moment.
scientist.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make.
Can I sell you on heal?
Yeah,
Strength heal.
I'll allow it.
Be healed.
So let me just read what this does. This is a very dangerous combat drug.
I'm pitting him with 3 of it because
That completely subdues the subject's fear centers and adrenaline production, leaving them perfectly calm and relaxed, even in the midst of mortal danger. The reaction speed is much slower as a consequence, and they may only act on even-numbered combat rounds. So on the 2nd, 4th, and 6th rounds, and so forth. Any damage they suffer is doubled as well due to their lack of vigilance. Their perfect calm allows them to shoot as if on the target range. However, they can make dex shoot skill checks to hit a target instead of hit rolls, and the difficulty is 7 at point blank, 9 at normal range, and 11 at long range for weapons. The target's armor class is ignored. Melee attacks made under Reverie always hit. Reverie lasts for 10 minutes and adds 2 system strain to the target. So
with 3 doses of that,
Yeah,
I'm hoping
3
kind of
doses of
skips
that.
over anything that's good and knocks this thing out. The super revelry, mind you, that we got from the thing.
yeah, which is easier to apply. Okay, I'm gonna need an. I think you need. I can't think you can use int for this. I think you need to use Dex heal.
That's great for me. I rolled 3d6 on heal checks.
And I will say, I don't think that this is going to be like, I'm not going against their AC. So this is going to be a DC that I have in my head.
Okay.
I rolled 2 6s and a 2 for a total of 13.
Alex quickly takes out Reverie and plunges it into the neck of this thing. And you just see the eyes that were in this beast, this Ursum spitter amalgamation. You just see the pupils start to dilate, and it just starts to move with a very smooth calm.
And then and Alex goes, okay, let's go with it.
All right, and I suppose you'll try and disengage. I don't think it can make it. I don't feel like it would be able to make attacks of opportunity in this state because you move away
it's
from
stoned
it.
out of its fucking. It's like, wait,
Yeah,
no.
with 3 doses of revelry, it's like,
All right, so Alex, you back away, and as you back away, it's very clear that it tries to attack you, but it's just so slow, and
And then halfway through, it's like, oh my god, my hand.
Am I doing that?
Micah, it's now your go.
Okay,
You
so
guys are in a locked room.
yeah, we are in a locked room.
Which side are the hinges on?
Having dispatched the creature, I will go back around to where Leggett is and say, yeah, okay, you're at the terminal. Awesome. Can you get us out of here?
I am trying deftly. It will possibly help now that there's nothing imminently trying to kill us in this room. I can maybe focus a little bit more. I noticed that Nona's has already opened their door.
Yeah, okay.
I assume Nona. I don't feel
That's
bad. Like I'm
probably-
trying not to
No.
say like Alex isn't
that's
capable of
fair.
doing that if he wants to put his mind to it.
She prefers to do hacking. Yeah, that's probably fair. All right, well, keep at it, and I'm gonna, look out the glass to see what Deacon's doing, because it's a sturdy door, right? I can't just blow open that door. I've been assuming this whole time.
The door back to the power center.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's the only
it is
door
a
out,
heavy
right?
metal door.
Yeah, okay.
That there was very clearly some like pistons in it that locked close.
Cool.
Almost like was it a airlock?
Okay. Yeah, I'll wait by the door for when Leggett's done, but
Yeah, I assume I'll let you just run over there. Claire will do the same thing. She's like, "Come on, Leggett, I know you can do it."
yay, like it.
use that.
He gets
big
bardic
brain.
inspiration.
He gets some bardic inspiration.
Like it, he's the man.
He literally rolled 2 6s.
Amazing.
So
Good job,
he's like,
Micah.
I've been able to make progress. It's not open yet, as you can clearly see. But that's his go. And we skipped Green's turn because that is the first one. I'm going to say that it does still work on every other one.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how to double this, so it's moving slow. Also, I think it's completely melee, so this is going to be difficult for it to catch up to you. Anyway.
That was literally the entire hope.
I feel
We're back at
the spitter is completely melee. Anyway.
So
It's just gross.
in the room itself, there was another worm ursum that popped out of the wall. Two of them popped out. One was quickly discarded by Deacon. The other one has moved forward. If you could just move it forward and taken a shot at Deacon. He's already not looking too great. But
Deacon is because we blew him up.
partially, yes.
Got it.
We did.
Partially blown up.
Partially blown up Deacon.
Got it.
Or Dr. Kyle Reed. What?
No, we're not processing that.
No,
right
not
now.
processing this
No,
right
no,
now.
We'll deal with that later.
I worked so hard for this moment. Anyway, it takes a shot. You see Reed just slyly move over to the side and line up another shot. This one rings true as well and kills as well. So again, trains this very beautiful long-barreled rifle from, again, firing from the hip to this other one and shoots that one dead as well. Yeah, you can just lay it on its side if you want.
This is a ridiculously long room, so it's going to take us like 5 minutes to get over there, but I will eventually intend to get to the room where Deacon is.
No, it's now your turn.
Yep, we take a step.
I'll let you run to around the corner.
All right.
It's fine. I assume you want to speak out to him.
Yes, straight up. So hiding around the corner, and I've got my gun out now and like all of that shit. She's going to just try to be as brave as she possibly can be. And she's going to go, hey, Deacon, I think we need to talk.
At that, he turns around, his synthetic eye and cobalt blue eye hone in on you, and you just get this sense of familiarity within him. He tilts his head and says, I thought I killed you. And that is where we'll end today's episode.
Ooh.
In the middle of a combat. I'm going to need to take a picture of some things.
Yay. We did.
Wow.
And no one died.
Yes. There's still time.
We are out of combat. In this liminal space that we all exist in when the podcast is over.
Everybody back to your closet.
Where do we go when
The
we're not
quiet.
recording the podcast?
The quiet after